hope you're doing well. Welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be showing you the 168 books that I have on my physical TBR. So I got all my books down, put them on my bed, tried to sort them into categories. It was such a mess. I'll show the clip now. Oh my god, I have so many books. So many books. And I've sort of like broken it down into categories, so you can check the timestamps in the bottom bit if you're only looking for specific book genres, I guess. I tried to break it down, and I thought I'll just show you them all. I won't go into depth with them because obviously there is a lot. So without further ado, let's get into it. The first genre I'm going to go with, just because it's here, it's my favorite genre, and that is contemporaries. I think I've got about 40, but I've broken it down into a few sub genres just because there is like obviously a lot of them. It is my main genre I read, and the first set are my queer contemporaries. So I have got The Borrower by Rebecca Mackey. I'm really excited for this. And then this one I found in a like a library, like a little free library box. It's The Exhibitionist by Charlotte Mendelssohn. So that's why it's like a proof copy. But yeah. Then I've got Hot Milk by Deborah Levy. This one, I think this one might possibly be on that list, but I'm not sure. Delia Green Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. This one I think is probably definitely going to be on there, just because it's Pride by Leona Story, and it's sort of like by like an independent publisher brand, and I would really like to get to this, so I think this is going to be on there. Saying that, this might be as well. I'm not going to do anything because I will give you spoilers for another video that's coming up, but these are the ones that I'm really excited about because it's my favorite like sub-genre and my niche. It is You Exist Too Much by Zana Abafat. I love the cover. Oh my, it's so beautiful. Then I've got Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead by Emily Austin. Oh, lovely floppy one. The Charm Offensive by Alison Cochrane. The Last Romeo by Justin Myers. And then a book that I think this is probably definitely going to be on there. This is a book I got in Bristol when I went there. I haven't read it yet. It's Patsy by Nicole Dennis Ben. And I really want to get to this. It looks so nice. So yeah, so they're all my queer contemporaries. Now I've got a short list. This is romance contemporaries. I've got Luster by Raven Lalani. The Road Trip by Beth O'Leary. And Ugly Love by Colleen Hoover. Now I have got my sort of like older person / sort of like second chance ish contemporaries. I've got Whispers for a Megaphone by Rachel Elliott. Saving Missy by Beth Morey. I think she's like 80 something. That's like Woman of a Certain Rage by Georgia Hall. I love that title. It just drew me to it. I was like, oh my god, that sounds so interesting. And The Weekend by Charlotte Wood, which is a sort of mystery-ish as well, but it's primarily an older person contemporary. Now I have got my like female main character lead, sort of like women's fiction-ish, but also like a lot of the books I read are mostly written by women anyway, so yeah. I've got Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine by Gail Honeyman. I really wanted to finish this year. I started, like, I put it on my Goodreads that I started reading like page like 8 or something when I got it, but I just haven't picked it up yet because it's been shut away somewhere. But I really do want to get to this. I need to start a new pile because The Miles Room by Rachel Kushner. I just love the look of that so much. I'm so happy I got this edition. It's so pretty, and you don't really see many pink books, and she's just lovely. Almost Definitely Mostly Fine by Amy Lavelle. It's interesting. This book that I really want to read, but I need to be in a good mental place to read it. That is Sorrow and Bliss by Meg Mason. I'm super excited for this. I'm just like, people have told me that you should read it when you're like mentally stable, because like it always has like mental health issues and things. And I'm not currently, but I really do want to get to this. Then I've got Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid. Got Olive by Emma Gannon, and A Girl is a Half-Formed Thing by Emma McBride. Now I've got sort of like family dynamics contemporaries. This one, which I do really want to read before the end of the year because it's a sort of Christmas time setting. It's Stories We Tell Ourselves by Sarah Francois. A Short History of Tractors in Ukrainian by Marina Lukava. Marion the Mistress by Joanna Trollope. I was going to say Joanna Trollope. Scenes of a Graphic Nature by Carolyn O'Donoghue. I'm super excited to get this because I really like Irish authors for some reason, except Nisha Derlin, but beside the point. Wild Like Me by Louisa Pentland. Incendiary by Chris Cleave, but it's sort of like about like a mother family sort of like dynamic. And then I've got 2 drawn French books that I hope to do a video on about like together. I've got Tiny Bit Marvelous and Oh Dear Sylvia. And then the final one in this category is Absolutely Smashing It by Catherine Wallace. Stay. And then the next is just sort of like other contemporaries that I don't really know what to put them in. I've got Mayflies by Andrew O'Hagan. This is quite possibly queer, but I'm not sure. I would love for it to be, but I think it might just be like friendships, like friendship love between 2 guys. But if they're saying gay, then I won't complain. East of the Mountains by David Gutterson. I might possibly just unhaul this. I'm not sure if I do want to actually read it or not. How to Be Good by Nick Hornby. Long Way Down by Nick Hornby. The White Tiger by Aravind Adga. This one I really want to get to. It's Everywhere You Don't Belong by Gabriel Bump. This is one of the first books I sort of like bought myself, like when I was on my own, and I really want to get to it. It's all about like race and like masculinity in like modern day America, and sort of like even though he tries to get away from like surrounded sort of like by like ideas of race and tensions and stuff, it like follows him. So that one I really do want to read. Death of a She-Devil by Faye Weldon. I don't know if I'm going to read it because look, I've read some reviews and so many people say it's really bad and like so unnecessary, but I haven't actually read the first one, so I feel like I'm gonna keep it, and then if I find the first one I might read that and then read this after, but I'm not sure. I also really love how it looks, and it's floppy so, and it's like big. I quite like sort of like big books that like, I don't know. And then I've got The Book of Form and Emptiness by Ruth Ozeki. This is fat, but I really want to read this. And then I've got Bridge of Clay by Marcus Suzak. I honestly have no idea really what it is. I read the synopsis like 5 times and I still cannot like get to grips with it. I just love the edition, and it's signed, and it was 50p. So yeah, so they're all my contemporaries I have shown you now. Now, because it's right next to me, I'll go on to sort of like, I don't know what this is now. I've got these are my thrillers. I've got one horror, like a horror thriller. This is Trolls by Stefan Sprutz. I'm not sure. This was one of my first books I got as well. But it is massive. I think I might save that for Halloween time. Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. The Truant by Kate Weinberg. I really want to get to this. Gal A by Abigail Dean. And The Other Black Gal by Zakia Dahlia Harris, which is sort of like a contemporary thriller. Now I've got my mysteries, sort of mysteries-ish. Why does every time I film, someone wants to like call the police? I digress. Small Pleasures by Claire Chambers. I've been wanting to get this book I've wanted to get to this book for a while. Every time I go to pick it up, I just don't. So yeah. But I do want to get to it. Yeah, that's sort of like a mystery-ish. The Lamplighters by Emma Stonex. I was going to read this for my Halloween, like 24-hour vlog, but I didn't end up getting to it. So I might read it maybe like next September, October time, because I feel like it's sort of like a sort of spooky-ish mystery. I'm not sure really, to be honest. And I've got Soot by Andrew Martin, which is sort of like a 1700s, like a gritty crime-ish thing. Death of a Perfect Wife by MC Beaton, which is part of the Hamish Macbeth murder mysteries. Again, this is one I'm going to try out, but if I'm not feeling it, I probably will just DNF or like get rid of it. This one, which is big, but I do really want to read this. An Anonymous Girl by Greer Hendricks and Shara Pekanen, which is like a mystery. And then 2 Richard Osman books from the Thursday Murder Club and The Man Who Died Twice. I'm probably going to read these both maybe in a video coming like next year, but I'm not going to get the third one because obviously I got this one like really ages ago, and then I saw this one for £1. I was like, oh yeah, I'm just going to get it because I have the set. Then the third one came out and I was like, oh, I kind of want to get that one now as well, but obviously I'm not going to get that one until I've read at least the first one. And yeah, now that is sort of stable, so I think I might just go through these and then show you put them back. Now I'm going on to my, I do not really know what to call this next genres, but I've gone with sort of like memory, multi-generational, some semi-sci-fi, sort of just like spanning different, like thinking back in different time periods and stuff like that. So take that as you will. I've got The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. This is definitely going to be on my 23 of 2023 list. I really want to get to this so badly, but I have been trying to hold out till the new year. Oh, that's by Taylor Jenkins Reid. If you didn't know, you probably do, sure, watching something on BookTube. Mountains of the Moon by IJK. I really want to get to this. Oh my god, this book, oh my god, I need to read this book so badly. Oh my god. It's Lauren John Joseph's At Certain Points We Touch. It's queer. It has like transrep, and sort of like it's sort of in like 2 different time frames, and it's it just sounds so interesting. I got this when I was at Pride from the Aesop like free queer library thing, where like you could drawn Pride, you could go and get a free book that was donated. No, I think they bought them from Gaze the Word, and then they sort of like gave them the money, but then they got the books and stuff. I really want to read this. The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out of the Window and Disappeared by Jonas Larsson, Johansson. Margaret Atwood's Cat's Eye. Every Day by David Leviathan. I love Two Boys Kissing, so, but I don't think this is queer, so, but still interesting. And then One Day by David Nichols, which I really need to get to, because this is one of my first books my friend got me, and I need to read it. And then these are all still in that same sort of like multi-time frame ish sort of ones. I've got When We Were Orphans by Kazuo Ishiguro. The Girl Who Just Disappeared by Jonathan Harvey. The Blind Assassin by Margaret Atwood. So massive, but it just sounds so interesting, but it's like, look, and the words aren't even big. Another massive one, but it just sounds so interesting. Cloud Cuckoo Land by Anthony Doerr. The White Rock by Anna Hope. The Overstory by Richard Powers. I really want to get to this because it's sort of like a love letter to like nature and trees and stuff, but it's also like intertwined in different like people's perspectives and different time frames, and it just sounds so interesting, but it's so mad. I have a fear of big books, so yep. And then The Promise by Damon Gallut. It's sort of like, the reason I put this here is because it's meant to like change between different people's perspectives and like different memories and things. So yeah, that was so interesting. And the last two in this category, if you can call it that, is More Than This by Patrick Ness and An Ocean of Minutes by Thea Lim, which I want to read this so badly. It just sounds so interesting, that book. Oh my god, I love books. I love doing this because it's really making me like remember why I picked up certain books, but it's also like sort of scary because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to like choose now which ones I actually want to read next, and it's also a bit daunting because I obviously like seeing them all here is like, oh, I have like 100 books that like I need to read, and I need to start reading my actual physical TBR before I get any more like books like purchasing, because I cannot do that anymore because it's gotten to a problem. I mean, it's not always been a problem, but yeah. That was me just, I don't know what, talking about something whilst I did that. And then these are my two fantasies. I guess you can call them that, I don't really know. The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern and Hold Back the Stars by Katie Kahn. So interesting. And now I've got my sort of like multi-generational ish ones that I really want to get to. So many of these. The Heart's Invisible Furies by John Boyne. This is massive, but I want to read this so badly. I cannot wait to get to that. White Chrysanthemum by Mary Lynn Brack. The Vanishing Half by Britt Bennett. I need to read this book soon. Anne Tyler's French Braid. This I started reading. I got to about like page 20 or something. I was gonna try and finish it this year, but it's not on my like my major list. Pachenko by Min Jin Lee. I want to read this so badly. Oh my god, it just sounds so good. And this one I want to read so badly as well. Peach Blossom Spring by Melissa Fu. Oh, I love those, but like I have a problem as well. But there's worse problems I can have, I guess. But still, obviously, I don't have space in my room. But that is beside the point.
Oh, I forgot to. Oh, I just realised something. I have a whole like section of books that I haven't put in their respective places yet, which is really annoying. I'll show them to you after because that's another mess in my head and I'm gonna have to like fit them in. But anyway,
let's get to my YA Contemporaries, which I adore. I've got one middle grade contemporary, Nowhere Boy by Catherine Marsh. So I'll start with my queer contemporary, my queer YA contemporaries, because I want to. History is All You Left Be by Adam Silvera. Cannot wait to get to this. I didn't love, but I really liked The First Die at the End and They Both Die at the End. Great books, totally recommend. So I want to get to that. Leah on the Offbeat by Becky Albertelli. And I've also got the other two in the series, which I will be doing a video on soon. Simon vs. the Homo Sapien Agenda and The Upside of Unrequited. Them three I hope to do in a reading vlog coming maybe January or February time. And I've got Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. I love Heartstopper. I need more of her. I need more of her stuff. I'll Give You the Sun by Jandy Nelson. Ramona Blue by Julie Murphy, and it's American floppy edition. Oh, I love floppy books. Heartbreak Boys by Simon James Green. And Solitaire by Alice Oseman as well. I despise this cover, but it's in great condition, so that's all that matters. And then my other contemporaries, which are not queer, but possibly a queer character, I do not know. The Purpose of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. I never read this when I was younger, but yeah. 5 Feet Apart by Rachel Lipinot with Mickey Daltrey and Tobias Laconis. Quite a few people did that book. 13 Reasons Why by Jane Asher. The Death and Life of Charlie St. Cloud by Ben Sherwood. Submarine by Joe Dunthorne. The 10 p.m. Question by Kate D. Goldie. I really want to get to this. But I want to read it so badly. So ever since it came to me, I was like, oh my god, I want to open that. You've Reached Sam by Dustin Tao. It looks so cute. This Song Will Save Your Life by Layla Sales. The cover is hideous, but whatever. And Looking for Alaska by John Green. Now I will what will I do now? I do not know. You can just go there for now. Stay. I'll do my non-fiction because I'll do my non-fiction. These two, I don't really know what category to put them. I put them as sort of like non-fiction, but like sort of written as fiction in a way. I'm not sure if I'm not really sure how to place them, but I've got City of Lies by Ramita Navai. This is about living in Tehran, Iran, It's based on different interviews which chronicles the stories of 8 men and women from different sections of Iranian society, and what it is to live in one of the world's most repressive regimes. So this is something I really want to read because it's obviously quite topical due to the Iranian revolution that's happening at the moment and the protests and stuff that I'm following quite a lot, and it's something that more media needs to like really shout about, because people are actually dying, they're being killed by their government. So yeah, yeah, I really want to read this. And then Little Free Women by Lisa Taddo, which is based on the lives of 3 women, and it's sort of like, it says it's a work of non-fiction, but it's sort of like written fiction-ish, so that's why I put them in that category, but I'm not sure if it's correct or not. Now I've got my just sort of like general non-fiction, which I didn't really know what they're sort of just a mixed bag of non-fiction. So yeah, I've got The Haunting of Alma Fielding by Kate Summerscale, which is like a true crime, a true ghost story thing. So I'll probably maybe save this for like October. Into the Heart of Borneo by Raymond O'Hanlon, which is like a sort of like a journal-ish, diary-ish travel thing. This, which I've started, but I probably will not finish also by the end of the year, but I might maybe after Christmas, I'm not sure. It's Stacey Dooley's On the Front Line with Women Who Fight Back. I really want to read this because it just sounds so interesting, and I love like learning about powerful women and, you know, fighting back. And then I got this, which is massive, but the writing is also tiny, but it just looks so interesting, and it's so like well rounded, and it's and although obviously it's in China, a History by John Key, and obviously like China has a massive, really long history, so diverse and so like many things happened and things, so obviously it's going to be difficult to try and like put it into a history in like a single book, but it's meant to deal with like, it spans a very long time, and it also does look like it goes in quite a lot of depth, and it has pictures and sort of like things as well. So although I am really excited to get to that. Now I've got Life Lessons I Learned from My Dog, which I don't really know who it's by, but it's sort of like, it's something I got sweet. It's sort of just like a little like illustration, and then sort of like a thing that trust your instincts, dig for buried treasure, don't be afraid to get messy, enjoy the quiet moments. I just thought it was really sweet, and yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna like read it all in one go, but it's just like I'll read over time. Then I've got The Best Foot Forward, which this I got because it just looked interesting, and someone tabbed it, and I just thought it would be like interesting to see what that person like tabbed and why certain parts. This is by I'm sorry, I'm not gonna try and butcher that name because I will butcher it, but it's Pilgrim's Guide to the Sacred Sites of the Buddha, and Buddhism and like sort of like religion and different things is something that I am quite interested in like reading more of, and yeah, I thought I'd pick that up. And then this one, which I really want to read so badly because it has 2 things that I love Winnie the Pooh, full stop. I love him, I love Winnie so much, but I'm also really interested in like Taoism and Taoist philosophy, and sort of like just the messages it teaches. I think is just really interesting, and yeah, so this is The Tao of Pooh and the Death of Piglet, by Benjamin Hoff, which just demonstrates the principles of Taoism demonstrated by Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, and it sort of like has a few illustrations, and sort of just, it just looked really interesting, and I've wanted to read this book for a long time, so yeah. And then I've got 3 like queer non-fiction books. This is so heavy, like it is such a heavy book. It's Blame It on Bianca Del Rio by Bianca Del Rio, the drag queen. and it has sort of like life advice and pictures and things, and it seems like a bit funny, so yep. Then I've got Queer Intentions, A Personal Journey Through LGBTQ plus Culture by Amelia Abraham, and this looks so interesting. I started reading it on like the bus after I got it, but I haven't picked up yet because I had other things. But this one I think I'm gonna like underline and maybe like just try to like get a lot out of it because it just looks so interesting. And then I've got I've Been Wrong Before by Evan James, which is a collection of essays, and this was actually, I got a signed edition, which is fun. Yeah, so I've read like one of the essays, but I'm probably going to reread it and then read the rest of them, and this is really nice and floppy as well. Yeah. Then I've got my memoirs and my biographies. Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings. I need to read this book soon because I love this woman with all my heart. She is like my icon. She is everything. This Is Going to Hurt by Adam Kay. The Cure for Sleep by Tanya Shadrick. This was so interesting. Oh my god, literally all these books I just want to read now. All the Young Men by Ruth Coker Burns. But I so need to read this so bad. It just looks so interesting. I really want to know more about this woman and like what she done for like people dying of AIDS during the crisis. This Much Is True by Miriam Margolyes, an absolute icon queen. I love her. I cannot wait to get to that. And also another icon queen I love, Daisy May Cooper, Don't Laugh, It'll Only Encourage Her, which just looks so funny. So yeah, they're my memoirs, biographies. And then this is sort of a mix again. It's like self-help, mental health, liking little things in life sort of genre of non-fiction. I've got The Book of Delights by Ross Gay, which is a collection of someone they did over a whole year, sort of just like pinpointing like the little things in life that bring us pleasure. Birds, Art, Life, Death by K.O. McClure. This is sort of about like, I do not know what it's about. I don't know why I'm trying, but it's sort of about like the intricacy of things and sort of, I think it's semi-reminiscent of like that Murakami book, like about running, why I run or something. Sort of about like the small and significant things. I do not know. Untamed, Start Living by Glennon Doyle. This cover is so beautiful. I really want to read this because obviously Adele recommended it. Don't fall. You Can Find Inner Peace by Mike George, which is about change your thinking, change your life. Really interesting. It's All in Your Head by Ray Earl, a guide to getting your shit together. And I think once again I started this a bit, and I really love how it's set out. It's set out like really like engaging, and yeah, I really want to read this. And then The Happy Brain by Dean Barrett, which is about the science of like happiness and things, which I thought looked really interesting. Now let's go on to my alternative like reality books in a way, I guess. I don't really know what to call them. So like speculative fiction, dystopia-ish sort of ones. I've got Kismet by Luke Tregat. Noughts and Crosses by Mallory Blackman. I've seen so many of like the other ones in this series in charity shops, and I've been so thinking about getting them, but I'm just like, I want to read this first just to see if I want to continue it. That I think is YA. I've got The Giver, which is the first, and The Messenger, which is the third in a quartet of books by Lois Lowry. This one I so want to get to so badly. It's Bees by Laline Paul. I just love how it shimmers. Clara and the Sun by Kazuo Ishiguro. This one, which is probably likely going to be on that list, An Excess Male by Maggie Shen King. I want to get to this so badly. Also, there's no way I want to get to badly. The Farm by Joanne Ramos. Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro as well. I really want to get to that. And another one I so badly want to read, which is The Power by Naomi Alderman. It just looks so interesting, but oh my god. That's the issue as well, like when you have so many books, it's harder to decide what you want to read next, and then you might like not read anything because there's so many options that it sort of like scares you, but whatever. Let me do my historicals now. Please don't fall. Oh. Everything is going to start falling in a second, which shall not be fun to deal with. You are a memoir. Stop trying to become self-help. Gosh. Okay. These are my historical fictions. I've got Old Baggage by Lisa Evans. Empress Orchid by Anchi Min. Hamnet by Maggie O'Farrell. It didn't come in the dust jacket, but I still want to read this. The Smell of Other People's Houses by Bonnie Sue Hitchcock. An Almond for a Parrot by Ray Delany, but that's their pen name is actually Sally Gardner. Tayari Jones, Silver Sparrow. Dominica by Angie Cruz. A Fine Balance by Rohinton Mystery. The Gun Room by Georgina Harding. I love how that shines. Starter for 10 by David Nichols, which I really want to read soon and like compare it with the movie because I really like the movie. And Elias Grace by Margaret Atwood. And then I sort of like singled out these three because they're queer historicals. I've got Call Me By Your Name by Andre Eichmann. I really do not like that cover, but whatever. The Pull of the Stars by Emma Donoghue. And a book I want to read so badly, it's just massive. Douglas Stewart's Shuggy Bane. But yeah, I will get to that very soon, I hope. You just... Gosh. No, stop. And then I've got my classics. Oh goodness, everything's falling now. I honestly did not know where to put this, so I just put it with a classic, even though I don't know if it is, it might be a modern one. Life of Pi by Jan Martel. Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov. What I'm currently reading still now, Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Lord of the Flies by William Golding. Jane Austen's Northanger Abbey. The Republic by Plato. This one I'm going to try and read, but it is quite likely I will just unhaul it. And then this is a collection of Oscar Wilde stories, but the primary one that I really want to read in here is The Picture of Dorian Gray, which I haven't read yet, but I really do want to get to that. The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenes. Stoner by John Williams, and David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. Now I've got my poetry collections. I've got Love and Fuck poems by Corley Dimitrides. I'm so sorry. Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. I love the cover of that, it looks so nice. Bone by Yersa Daly Ward, which I really want to read so badly. I haven't really been picking up poetry for some reason. Sensational, which is a compilation of different poems chosen by Roger McGow, about inspired by the different senses. I've actually started reading this, and I've read up to like there. I've used the flap as a bookmark. I would like to finish that before the end of the year. Muriel Lang's Imagine Us This Way, which I actually have read quite a bit of. It's sort of like they're quite like weirdly spaced out, like the way they're done. But I do kind of want to read that. And then She Will Soar, which is compiled by Anna Sampson, which is bright, brave poems of freedom by different women throughout history, which looks so interesting. Then I've got like two this one I don't really know where to put. It's Proud, which is stories, poetry and art on the theme of pride, compiled by Juno Dawson, which I really want to read so badly. It looks so good, and there's like there's so many different creators and writers and artists on it that just looks so interesting. And then this is Delight by J.B. Priestley, which is a collection, 70th anniversary of the collection of short essays by J.B. Priestley, and this edition is literally so cute. So it's sort of like essays on like different things. I don't really know, but this was interesting. Then I've got my short story collections. I've got Dear Life by Alice Munro. I started reading this, but I don't think I'm going to finish like that yet. What Do We Talk About When We Talk About Anne Frank by Nathan Englander. They're just like different, like, I do not know. Just different discussions on things, I guess. Then I've got two that I did not know were short story collections. Well, they're not really collections, but they are. But I didn't know that. I thought they was a novel. It's Olivia Kettering and Olivia Again by Elizabeth Stroud. But yeah. And then one of the other first books I ever got, Row into Eden, which is collected stories by Amy Bloom. Okay, and now I've showed you everything that I've put into like piles, and then yeah, that's fine. I just need to show you those things, so let me just organize them. And yeah, okay, so these are all ones that I'm probably just going to put in with the like thrillers. Yeah, sort of like mystery-ish thrillers, I guess. There's The Woman in the Window by AJ Finn. Tangerine by Christine Mangan. Before I Go to Sleep by S.J. Watson. The Girlfriend by Michelle Francis. Platform 7 by Louise Daltrey. I really want to get to this. I got this in Poundland and I was like, oh my god, this looks so interesting, it looks so nice. And it was a favourite book, and I was like, when I was like first getting into reading, I was like, oh my god, if I see a favourite book, that's like so good, because like I love favour. Favour. So that's sort of one of the main reasons I actually got picked that up. I've got Snap by Belinda Bauer. The Pact by Sharon Bolton. Number One Chinese Restaurant by Lillian Lee. If I Can't Have You by Charlotte Levin, which I do really want to read soon because my friend read it and I kind of want to read it so we can discuss it together. How to Kill Your Family by Bella Mackie, which I have started reading. I really want to read this so badly. It's been on my TBR for like a long time. I just wasn't feeling it when I was reading it, but that's the thing. I sort of put it to a side so I can pick it up when I am in the mood for a book like this, which I just wasn't when I was reading it, and I don't want to force myself to read it and then end up not liking it when I think it is one that I will quite like. My Sister the Serial Killer by Onikan Braithwaite. I read her novella The Baby Is Mine, and it was really good writing. It's just the story was okay, but I really want to read this. And then Pine by Francine Toon. And then these that I'm just gonna put in with my sort of like mystery-ish books. I've got the first two in the Killing Eve, Codename Villanelle, and No Tomorrow by Luke Jennings. About That Night by Elaine Bedell. Elizabeth is Missing by Emma Healy. The Death and the Penguin by Andrei Kirkov. And Worst Idea Ever by Jane Fallon. So that actually puts my total to 186 books on my physical TBR, which is a problem, but lots of opportunities as well. So I now am going to try and whittle down my 23 of 2023, and that video will be coming out soon. But I do hope you have liked this, enjoyed watching it, and maybe it gave you some recommendations, I guess, even though I haven't read any of them. But yeah, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Hope you have a nice day. Bye bye.